This is Amar, and we are reading Happiness in Your Skin. We are almost towards the fag end of the book, and we have spoken a lot about happiness in these videos, and I hope you will find some value. So now we're reading the chapter "The Journey is Everything," and we're in the middle of it. So in the last video, we'd spoken about why we need to figure out a way between balancing the journey of existence, survival, versus the journey of actualization, because these become two very distinct paths that we could take, and we need to figure out how to arrive at a balance where we can work out actualization while survival happens, right? Because that is the clash of life. That is a real clash of life, and that's a real clash to really find happiness in everyday lives, right? So cool. So reading this chapter, let's continue this. Our day should be joyful and happy. Our days should be joyful and happy, even if we don't have many days. Wow, that's a fond statement, isn't it? I don't think we think a lot about death in our society. I don't think so. We should be thinking about death every day. There's a guy I was speaking to yesterday, and I was planning to organize a comedy show, and he said somebody in his relative died, and that guy was only 27. The guy who died was only 27 years of age. He contacted the coronavirus, and that caused his immunity to weaken, and following that he had a bout of jaundice. So within a month, a 27-year-old guy died. So we should be thinking about death quite often. We should be thinking what kind of life we should lead, so that if death strikes any time, we die with no regrets. Would I die with no regrets right now if I die? I would, because I've done so many things that I really care about. I've written a bunch of books. I've spoken about happiness. I've done comedy around the country. So I would die with no regrets. There are things I could not do, but these are things that are really important to me. There are things which I'm not happy about in my life, but I mean, we have to choose between certain things, and we got to choose the most important things to us. So I think I've been able to do the things that are more important to us. They've come at the cost of certain things, which I will talk about. I don't talk about my life in these videos, but I am planning to start a vlog here on this channel where I will talk about my life. So it'll be called the Unusual Life Vlog. Unusual Life Vlog, because that's what my life is. Cool. So great. So think about the fact that we could die anytime, and so our days are meaningful, right? So our days should be joyful and happy, even if we don't have many days. We don't know. Plan your life in a way that fun is an essential element of day-to-day life. You have fun at work. You have fun with your family while life goes on. Do not look at work as a painful chore. Do not look at the family as a burden. Do not look at friends as a meaningless errand. Only when we believe that life is worth living and look at different parts of our lives as fun and meaningful, our planning would be able to make our days happy. The problem that we plan to live another day, that day will never come. That day may never come. If you plan to be happy when you finish your school, you would be too busy with college by then. If you plan to be happy when you finish your college and get a job, you have no idea how the real world looks like. If you plan to be happy when you accumulate a bunch of money, you have no idea how money flies away. If you plan to be happy when you retire, you may not have any energy left with all your money and time. If you plan to be happy when you have all the money, energy, and time, you may not live to see that day. If you plan to be happy when you have all the money, energy, and these are the three resources that we really need in our lives: money, energy, and time. The tragedy is, by the time people reach a point where they have money, they have less of energy and time left. Most of the life has flown by. You may not live to see another day. Do it now. The time to be happy is today, right now. Are you happy today? That's the only question I want you to ask of yourselves. Are you happy today? Am I happy today? Regardless of you being a student, an employee, an entrepreneur, or a professional, are you happy today? Is the only question that you really need to answer. I don't care if you're 10 or 40 or 60. The past doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter. The charm of those days is gone. Today is the day to face your life and your destiny. Are you happy today? Are you happy today? If you're happy today with your work, with your partner, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with your friends, then whatever you planned about your life yesterday worked. If you're not happy, your past decisions were poor decisions. You'll have to start fresh. All of the past is a giant yesterday. Learn from it and forget it. All of the past is a giant yesterday. Learn from it and forget it. The past is gone for good. If you're not happy today, somewhere you messed up in your planning. The planning was wrong. You didn't plan for you to be happy today. You need to look at your entire planning and see if it is adding value. Did you plan to make money only, or did you not capture the kind of work that would make you happy? Did you plan to not make money at all and now you find yourself broke? Did you not pay enough attention to the kind of person you'd like to see as your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner? Did you end up with the wrong people in the name of friendship? Unless and until we plan our lives consciously, actually some of these questions are quite powerful, and they reveal the state of our lives. For example, did you not pay enough attention to the kind of person you would like to see as your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner? These things are complicated, and they take time for us to understand, and by the time we understand, sometimes it gets too complicated to fix those things. So it starts with self-awareness, and relationships are based on compatibility. So find people who allow you to be who you are. Unless and until we plan our lives consciously, knowing that we are spending our time and why, our lives will lack meaningful direction. Nature abhors a vacuum. They say it fills up a vacuum in its own way. We need to consciously decide what we really want in our lives and how we're going to have it. The process may take longer than assumed, but the question is, are we climbing the right staircase? Are we climbing the right staircase? If you're climbing the wrong staircase, no matter how fast you go, you're going in the wrong direction. You're climbing the wrong staircase. If you're unhappy in the first step of the staircase, you will be unhappy at the top. If you're unhappy at the first step of the staircase, you'll be unhappy at the top. Happiness lies in the process, in the journey, and not in the destination. The destinations come for a few seconds, a day or a few days. Life is lived on the journey, day on day. Life is lived on the journey, day on day. When you set your goals, ask yourself these questions. Is this something I really want to do? If the goal takes 2 years to achieve, do I feel excited about those 2 years? Let me explain this as an example. When students in India move from school to college because of the tough admission process in the University of Delhi, one of the decisions they need to make is college or course. College or course. That's a decision that we need to make. Should we go for the college or should we go for the course? If the cut-off marks for the course of their college are higher than they have in the college of the choice, many students sacrifice on the course and choose the college because of its reputation. This is a foolish decision. The quality of your days in college is going to be determined by what you study. The name of the college is a show-off. It's a brand, it helps, but then the quality of your days will be determined by what you study. This is a classic case between choosing internal happiness or external success. If you choose college over course, you have made the classic mistake of choosing what others see as a privilege while sacrificing on your inner desires. You gave up happiness for success. I did it, I know. I should have studied English literature since I've always enjoyed studying English. I mean, it's kind of obvious now because I write in English, I think in English. I've always enjoyed the language. But I studied BCom. But I was too foolish in college to follow the herd. So I studied commerce, and it didn't mean anything to me. It was an average graduation program and made me an average undergraduate, although I scored a first class. People who choose course or subject also end up choosing a high-paying job or a job that really want to do. After all, the parents remind them they did the right thing, so does the society. Suddenly, after a few years, they realize that something has been missing all these years, and they feel low inside. They don't feel excited about life in spite of having all the things that money can buy. I'm asking you not to make that mistake. Choose course or college. Choose a low-paying job or a high-paying job. If you must in the beginning of your career, you'll make up for the money in a few years when you will be excellent at what you do because you'll love it. Let me repeat this. Choose your course over your college. Choose a low paying job or a high paying job if you must in the beginning of your career. You'll make up for the money in a few years when you'll be excellent at what you do because you love it. Find a partner you feel love and care for, not your family believes you should love and care for. You may not relate to this person at all. That's not how affection works. It is organic. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. Plant the seeds of happiness every day. Don't wait for a distant tomorrow. Happiness that lies on a distant tomorrow is pain in disguise. This is one of the most important chapters in the book, and I hope you got the value of it, got the essence of it. That happiness lies in the process, in the journey of life, and not in the destination. The destinations last for a few minutes. Life is lived on the journey. Alright, so the chapter summary. Do not postpone happiness to your college days, or when you'll have a job, or when you'll retire. Happiness that lies on a distant tomorrow is pain in disguise. Plan for happiness in your days now, because you don't know how many you have been given. Think about death every day. Plan as if you'll live forever, because if you do great work, it'll last beyond your life. Put happiness in your everyday routine. Even if you're in a dull job, do something at the end of the day that makes you feel alive. Spend time with people who bring you joy, or quit. Spend time with people who bring you joy, or quit. Start now, because the older you grow, the difficult it gets to pursue happiness. Yes, the older you grow, the more difficult it gets to pursue happiness. Only 3 chapters are left in the book now, and this was one of the most important chapters. And the question then you need to ask yourself, are you happy today? Are you happy doing what you're doing today? Because if you're not, your planning in the past failed. So you need to plan your life in a way that you feel happy in your days. Right? That's where we are. Happiness is about the journey, not about the destination. I wish you a happy day ahead. Thanks for watching.